Hey guys, good afternoon. This is Marcus again. Today we're going to do a video about parking, but it's more of a conversation. Parking is actually very easy after you get past yourself. Most people could blame instructors, their parents, they blame everybody, but then none of them look at themselves and say, well, I'm the one that needs to learn this. What am I doing to make sure that I remember or at least have an idea what this guy is talking about? Many people think it's okay to get in the car with no clue, and then while you're freaking out that you're actually remembering stuff. Only thing that we're doing here is chipping away at your nerves and making you more comfortable doing scary stuff, and which gives you at the end of the day a very good sense of confidence that could be dangerous. Because now you know how to use the machine and you really don't know what danger you're putting yourself in because you're too busy going. When you get into a car, before you start driving, taking lessons, research driving. You know, a lot of the stuff that you're going to see for the first time, you may not understand it. The video you're watching may be crap. It might be some dude just making a video with a good title and getting clicks. You know, you're going to have to be a human being, a college student, a teacher, a fireman, a doctor. All of you people come from great professions, mechanic, plumber. Everybody thinks on their toes. People are problem solvers except for when they get in the car and they want to pass a road test. Parking and going in reverse could be very confusing the first time. A lot of people really try to think the easiest way, and they think by turning left because it's going to be on this angle, they turn the wheel that way, that they're going to go that way. And unfortunately, it does not work that way. So I always tell people, if you don't have a car to practice in, you know, make sure you get a toy vehicle or in a simulator game or a ton of videos online that you might have to research through. But all of these videos, even though coming from different perspectives, should give you something to work with to help you assess what you're doing. By no means are any, I don't know too many people. I've had one or two amazing students, not that you guys are all not amazing people, but as far as amazing students, these guys either knew it, they got it, they just had a natural knack, or they went back, wrote it down. Nobody understands how good writing something down does for the brain. It actually allows you to think about what you're doing without putting yourself in danger. There's absolutely no danger. And the best part of all, it's free. The hardest part of all is you got to do it without Marcus or anybody else telling you to do it. It is your road test. So again, folks, if you don't have a vehicle, study really hard. If you don't have an internet, go out there and stare at vehicles and watch them park. Actively put your attention towards it like you would do with anything you want, and hopefully you'll have the opportunity to get it. When you're driving down the block the day of the road test, the inspector's going to say park by a color and a size, probably SUV or sedan and gray, yellow, green. As soon as he says that, I tell people put on your blinker, look over your shoulder real quick, and then you're going to move over. When you move over, you're not trying to, I call it ninja chopping, like an athlete throw. You just kind of want to glide over. You're only moving over 6 inches to a foot because you're not that far away from it in the first place. And then what you want to do is, instead of looking at the vehicle and then misaligning, kind of look straight and just check out the vehicle in your peripheral, or at least go back and forth from looking at the vehicle to straight. So this way you can assess next to the vehicle. When you look at anything, guys, when you're turning at an intersection, when you're pulling over to park, left or right, if you look at anything that you're afraid to hit, most likely you're going to start to drive towards it. instead of away from it. Now, some people look at something and then turn away from it, freaking out without realizing they're going into head-on collision with the opposite side of the road. But yes, those are the two options. The third option is keep your wheels straight and just go straight in. You know, if I could make you guys see this, I hope to help you. If you play any sport and you're trying to kick a soccer ball into the net and you don't want to hit the pole and you don't want to turn around and hit or hit it towards the goalie, where are you looking when you're going to kick that ball towards the goal? You're basically looking at the empty space where the ball should go, right? It's the same thing for a car. When you're pulling up next to a vehicle and you're looking at that vehicle, you're most likely going to go really, really close to that vehicle. And then when you realize it, you're going to end up swerving hard and then pulling yourself back out into the street, which is a whole nother bag of donuts. So imagine that while you're driving down the block, you put on your right blinker, you check over, and you just move over a little bit and then just drive straight in. Again, it takes a little practice because people keep on looking at it and then making some funny adjustments. But generally, all I can tell you is to look straight, guys. So when you go mirror to mirror, that's the next step. So now, some teachers have you back up or they tell you a lot of different things. I'm just going to give you the rundown how I see it. I go mirror to mirror on majority of the vehicles. If it's a minivan, a large white work van, high top conversion, bus or bigger, mirror to mirror obviously is probably not going to line up. So how do you know where's a good spot to start parking? Well, I tell my students, you turn your head around and you look at that corner window on your door. If you could see the back reflector or the bumper of his car or the very edge of the car at that line, primarily whatever you're next to, you're pretty much level in the back. Now, I like to teach when you're level, you're going to be in reverse. You're going to turn the wheel one full turn towards the curb. Now, guys, it says most of this stuff in the book except a couple of different measurements. But if you really want to remember the steps, generically, the book has them as well. You're going to back up now to where your door handle touches a halfway point of the black line of the street. And I have another video that hopefully will show you that. And then I stop the vehicle, and then I want to turn the vehicle equally the other way. Now, a lot of people turn the wheel all the way because mentally it's very easy just to turn that wheel all the way. But I personally don't recommend it because it's a very harsh maneuver. You're turning all the way. It's all of it. Everything. So imagine what you're going to do. You're going to pull right behind whatever you're parked next to. If you turn the wheel just one turn, you end up having that nice, normal, what most parking spaces look like. Again, then you want to stop where your door handle kind of sits a little bit where it touches the curb, but you need enough street to pull the other half of the car. So you turn once to the middle, once to the left, you back up, straighten out, and pull forward. Now, by no means is any of these measurements perfect. There is no magic number. This is the closest I could get you to a good number of turns. It's one turn to the right, back up to the door handle, 2 turns to the left. Watch your space, adjust, straighten it out, pull forward. And that's it. Basically, straighten it out is usually 1 turn, unless you adjust further. You need to remember how much you're turning the wheel because when you turn it back, you got to remember your numbers, your space and time. Generally, parking is easy, guys. The hardest part is you. It's you. You got to look at yourself and say, why don't I know this already? You know, a lot of people will turn around at the end of the road test and start saying the craziest things like that they're anti-particular culture, they're anti-particular religion, they're anti-this, they're anti-that. These inspectors are pretty much anti crazy, anti-life. I mean, not anti-life. They're anti-death, if anything. You have to imagine that, these inspectors and the people who are trying to teach you risk their lives hourly, including your own parents, if that's who's teaching you. The half of them don't even have a break. You know what kind of courage that takes? And if you do have family that are helping you and they might be a little freaked out, understand that they weren't born teachers and you're not a born driver. So you both need to work on your abilities to communicate with each other without destroying relationships. And that's it for now, guys. Educate yourself, think about it before you do it, and work out your differences. Just remind yourself, if it doesn't work, it's something that you're doing. You could sit here and blame anybody you want, the inspector, the instructor, your parents, the stupid video, the book. Why didn't you learn it? Have a good time, guys. Best of luck and wishes. Take it easy. Be safe.